Let's hear a call from Blairsville, Georgia, supporting Senator McCain. Hi.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
My concern is we're about to elect a man into the presidency that may not even qualify, may not even be able to get a security clearance for a government job. Talking about Obama and his association with William Ayers, also with Nick Resko, who was a recruiter from what I understand from a mosque that supported radical groups overseas, and also even his minister who preached hatred and racism from the pulpit. If this man is elected, Obama, later it comes out that he received overseas money from the Mideast, which it looks like there is a lot of foreign money being exchanged to dollars going into his campaign, and he is put in the presidency, and later it comes out, like it did with Clinton when money was coming in from China and the big China Gate scandal, tens of millions of dollars, and later the DNC said that they would repay the money after they used it to reelect the man. It looks like we're going to have the same type of scenario here with Obama.
Okay, Georgia. Chuck Baldwin, any comments?
Well, yeah. Every 4 years, it's the same mantra. It's this lesser of two evils idea that, you know, the sky is going to fall if you elect a Democrat, and sometimes the Democrats would say the same thing from their side of the aisle if you elect a Republican. It's the partisanship that we see every 4 years. And the fact of the matter is, when you look at so many of the central issues that are really critical to the future of our country's survival, whether it's illegal immigration, what's the difference between Barack Obama and John McCain when it comes to protecting our borders? Neither John McCain nor Barack Obama has any intention on securing our borders. I think everyone in the audience knows that. John McCain sponsored the illegal alien amnesty bill a year ago. Does anyone really believe that if John McCain is president that he will not continue to facilitate and to push for pathway to citizenship for illegal aliens? Look at the Wall Street bailout. Again, as I mentioned at the top of the show, we've got both Barack Obama and John McCain supporting the bailout. Barack Obama and John McCain are going to continue to support the United Nations in using our troops for United Nations purposes. We've got all kinds of foreign interventionism and adventurism going on around the world, not just in Iran and Iraq. Our troops are stationed in 130 countries worldwide. Is Barack Obama or John McCain going to stop that? Are they going to change that? Absolutely not. Neither one of them will. What about foreign aid? Well, you know, here we are spending billions and billions and trillions of dollars supporting nations, many of whom do not even like us or support us. Will John McCain or Barack Obama cut foreign aid to countries? And when you look at so many issues, what about the burgeoning New World Order and the NAFTA superhighway that's coming up from Mexico into the United States, and the North American community, and the Security and Prosperity Partnership, and all these things that sacrifice our sovereignty and our national independence? What about NAFTA and WTO and GATT and all these?
Chuck Baldwin, specifically on
no difference.
Specifically on the issue of Iraq and Afghanistan, what would be your policy?
What we've said from the very beginning is we must remove our troops from Iraq and Afghanistan as quickly as we can safely do so. And that's what I would do as President of the United States. I would confer with our military commanders on the ground, and I would insist that we come up with an extraction policy, an exit strategy that would be as expeditious as possible, of course protecting our civilian personnel and military personnel as they withdraw. But the longer we stay in Iraq, the longer our troops are bogged down in that sandbox, the more vulnerable we are to other forces that may be far more dangerous, such as China. We got China that's down there in the Isthmus of Panama, that's controlling both ends of the Panama Canal now. We've got saber rattling going on in Russia. And yet here we are, our troops bogged down in Iraq. I think this is a very precarious situation that we must extricate ourselves from.
Lots of calls waiting. Let's go to Pensacola, Florida, supporting Senator Obama. Good morning.
Good morning, and thanks for taking my call. I've got a question. It's a yes or no answer and a comment. Isn't it true that the Constitution says, since you're a constitutional candidate, that any person born, any parent being a U.S. citizen is a U.S. citizen? And the comment is that Florida uses an optical scan ballot. The lady that called earlier, there's no way that you can put that ballot into a scanner without looking at it. And if the people standing near the scanner are poll workers, they're not allowing poll watchers near the scanners. They have a position in the polling place, but they're not near the scanners. They're there simply to answer questions for people that have problems. So the question is if a person is born of either parent of being a U.S. citizen, is that person a U.S. citizen?
Thanks, Florida.
Yeah, well, there's going to be a lot of debate back and forth here about Senator Obama. I really don't think it's going to be an issue. He's been a senator. He's obviously the Democratic nominee for President of the United States, and I don't foresee any kind of a serious challenge to his qualification. Whether he wins or whether he loses, I don't think that's going to be an issue. I mean, it's people are talking about it, such as the callers, but I think any idea that the powers that be are going to actually pursue this, I think is probably a moot point. I think he is the nominee, and if he wins the election, he will be President of the United States.
Chuck Baldwin, the Constitution Party candidate for president, with us for another 15 minutes or so till 8:30 Eastern. A supporter of yours from Fraser, Michigan, up next. Good morning.
Good morning, C-SPAN, and good morning, Mr. Baldwin. Where have you been? I have wanted Ron Paul in so bad, and you are the breath of fresh air the American people need and want. And please, America, let's flip this election and vote for Mr. Baldwin. We need him. America's choking on Obama and McCain. I'm sick and tired of the politics that's going on, the mudslinging. And Mr. Baldwin, are you going to be on the ballot in Michigan?
We will most definitely be on the ballot in Michigan. It's very interesting that she should be from Michigan because I was up there not too many weeks ago, and I used to work there on the assembly line at General Motors Truck and Coach from 1971 to 1973. Member of the UAW. My dad was a lifelong Teamster, and I still have his Teamster pin that he had for all those years. And when I was there, the economy was great. In Michigan, the plant I worked at never shut down. They worked 24/7, 3 shifts a day. Unemployment was unheard of. The economy was good. Prosperity was good. I went back there a few weeks later, 35 years after I had worked there, and the plant I used to work at has been torn to the ground. Most of the other plants are no longer there. The ones that are still there are empty, dilapidated. It's really a sad state of affairs. People are working 2 and 3 jobs trying to make a living.
Mr. Baldwin, what could you do as president to help out the auto industry?
Yeah, well, what I would do is I would seek not just, Barack Obama wants to revamp NAFTA, he said. John McCain wants to expand NAFTA. Now, what I want to do, Bill, is I want to eliminate NAFTA. I want to overturn CAFTA. I want to get us out of the World Trade Organization. I want to get us out of GATT. I want to put the whammy on all these so-called free trade deals, which are nothing more than the sacrifice of our sovereignty, our independence. They're driving our workers out of work. They're driving our manufacturing plants overseas. The jobs are now in Mexico, China, and India. We're destroying our economy. These free trade deals are a curse upon the American workforce, and I want to see America's at work again. I want to see our jobs return to the United States of America, and I really believe that we've got to get out of NAFTA and these free trade deals to do it. But again, where's the difference between John McCain and Barack Obama? They both support these free trade deals in one way or the other.